Welcome to Diversity in Healthcare Website Images, a visual content analysis of Australian massage therapists and general practitioners' website pages. My name is Riley Rawson, and I'm a medical student from the University of South Carolina School of Medicine Greenville who worked on this study with Sabrina Brink, Dr. Sarah Fogarty, and Dr. Ann Blair Kennedy. In a world with ever-changing viewpoints on diversity and inclusion, we were interested in just how well different healthcare practitioner websites were able to represent the populations they serve, and what that meant to the patients, as we know that good representation is critical to facilitating patient trust, reducing healthcare disparities, and empowering underrepresented populations. Therefore, our goal was to analyze the visual content presented on the websites of Australian massage therapists and general practitioners, with a specific focus on diversity of images related to gender, race, ability, age, and body shape. In order to conduct this study, we determined a coding structure using a Qualtrics survey, which was then refined by the Patient Engagement Studio at the University of South Carolina. We then had a team of 4 people code the images, with their demographics shown on the right. We had one coder code every single image that we compiled in order to establish a baseline, and the other 3 coders randomly coded a third of the images each. Our data were then analyzed using both scripted and inferential models. In this next slide, we have some examples of the representation of ages, genders, races, and body shapes, as well as how realistic or not some of the pictures are to the actual experience of receiving that service. In total, we compiled 998 images, with a little more than half being from massage therapy websites and the rest being from the GP websites. We noticed that only 3 total images depicted LGBTQ inclusion, and that massage therapy images were more likely to show a patient-provider relationship than the GP websites were. In this next slide, we have some graphs with the top left showing gender distribution. Women were significantly more represented than men in both types of websites. The top right chart demonstrates the age distribution, with most individuals being young adults and middle-aged adults. The bottom chart depicts the representation of people of color, with a very significant amount of both types of websites showing people who are not of color, though the people of color were depicted a bit more commonly on GP websites. In both age and people of color, many images were unable to determine what their category was. Our biggest takeaways are that women are overrepresented in these images, possibly because more women are practicing and receiving massage therapy, and that women may be seen on these websites more often than men because they are usually the ones seeking care for themselves and their families, or that women are just generally more comforting to see. We also noted that there was a disproportionate lack of people of color representation, likely due to a general systemic skew in the representation across all media. One of our other interesting points was that because we had multiple people coding each image and they all came from different backgrounds, consensus was not always met on what gender, age, or race a person was. When it was not met, it was either due to the general ambiguity in the image itself, whether because of the amount of body shown or the editing of the photo, or because each coder had a different perception of what fit in each category. Each person's lived experience played a role in how they coded the images, which we felt was actually an interesting advantage given to some of the more ambiguous images, as patients could choose to see what they wanted to see, which might potentially enhance that website's level of inclusion. Going forward, we hope to create stronger guidelines for healthcare websites in order for them to cater appropriately to the populations they serve. We hope that this also includes using more original photos rather than stock photos, as the stock photos may misrepresent the local populations and depict an unrealistic expectation of what the services are offering. These images tend to show people who are more perfect or happy than one would expect at a visit, or they may see techniques and positions that are medically incorrect, and therefore they might have a skewed idea of what their experience will be like. We hope to mitigate some of these issues in the future. Thank you all for your attention, and we hope you have a great rest of your time at IMTRC.